Let's see. I don't know why the camera seems to be like it looks flipped on my end. I don't know if it's how it looks on YouTube. Let me check. Let me change the name. Makes me look commercial. I don't know if I can be heard or not. Let's see. Let me see. Am I live? Like, what's going on here? I don't like that clicking sound from my laptop. I need to get a what you call it? A mouse. Okay, so I think that's just like the camera. Like when you get on camera, I think it just kind of like flips your camera because it just looks kind of weird from this angle. But I'm gonna get ready to start. I'll just give like 5 minutes. It seems like when I get on YouTube, it takes a lot of energy. I don't know if you can hear that background noise. Sounds like a fan. Hopefully you can't hear that. I'm so happy. I was actually trying to go live on here before, and it was acting up a lot. Was it this page? Yeah, I think so. And then I tried to make a video, and then that was acting up to edit it. So I finally was able to get that fixed. So I'm gonna see about uploading a video soon here. Okay, I guess I might as well start because it's already 8:11. Thank you for those who are patient and have been waiting. So, as some of you know, the plant-based challenge is starting tomorrow at 12 a.m. And yeah, the plant-based challenge is starting tomorrow at 12 a.m. for those of you who are going to be joining, and be exciting. I know some people are not plant-based, they're not vegan, they're not on that wave. So for them, it's going to be much more of a challenge, and it's going to be exciting. So, sorry, let me turn off the sound. So, okay. Let me see if I can get the. It's not gonna work. I wanted to see if I could show the flyer, like the whole flyer. Well, I think it actually is in the thumbnail for this video, so I think y'all already saw it. So the first thing I wanted to mention is why the plant-based challenge? Well, the reason why I decided to create it is because there's been a lot of health stuff that's been going on this year, as you know, with everything that's been happening, and a lot more people are really a lot more people are into eating healthier now because they see how important it is to eat healthy. I think a lot of us already knew that. Some people didn't know that, depending on how they were raised or their environment. But I think overall, people tend to know to some extent that what you eat does affect you. But I think that because of the things that have been going on this year, that has made it more prominent on the forefront of people's minds. A lot more people have been going vegan. A lot more people have been reconsidering the foods that they eat to make sure that they are keeping their immune system strong and healthy so that they can be protected against everything that is occurring. So that was one of the main reasons why I believe that this challenge was good to do this year, because everybody's mind is already on that wave. Also, we're moving into the more colder weather. We are now in fall, and yeah, soon will be in winter. Winter is like my least favorite season, but it is what it is, you know. And I live in New York City, so it gets really cold. But that's just a part of life. Everywhere you live, there's going to be seasons. It's just that different places has different type of seasons and at different times. So that's just the fact of life here on Earth. But as we're moving more and more into the colder weathers, and you know, it's more prominent of flu and colds and just different types of viruses and bacteria. It's not even so much that viruses and bacteria and things of that sort can live more in colder weather. It's more so that we are more inside, we're more huddled together. The air is more dense and dry in the wintertime, so we're not getting as much moisture. A lot of times we're not drinking enough water during the wintertime. So, and we're also not getting foods that have enough water, enough fiber as well. People tend to eat sometimes more dense foods, which is not necessarily bad if it's healthy, but sometimes we're not getting the fluids that we need in order to flush our bodies out, which can also help to combat various illnesses. So all those different things combined, you know, you being on a train, you're being here, you're being there, people are more close together because it's cold, people are coughing, people are sneezing, you know, it's more likely that you can catch something from somebody. So, and children tend to get pretty sick in the wintertime as well, and they tend to sometimes make I don't want to say make, but they you know, they get sick, and then their family gets sick, and you know, it's just a big thing. So that's why people tend to be more concerned in wintertime, not necessarily because it's colder, and cold weather just automatically makes people sick. I mean, it can if we're not covered up properly and we're not protecting our nasal passages and different parts of that sort. But it's also more so because of the way that the germs are spreading and how we are huddled together. So, and also New Year goes. New Year is coming in soon. Time has been moving fast. So, since it's the coming to the close of a new year, I think it's good to start reconsidering our goals and seeing how we can basically make some new goals for the new year. And I think the best time to make new goals is towards around this time. Sorry, I'm just trying to check to see if anybody said anything online. Yeah, so that's really important that we start now when it comes to new goals that we have for the new year. I never start at the beginning of the year. I always start around now or September or so, or even sooner, depending on the year and where my mind is at. I always aim to start sooner when it comes to, why would this thing, sorry y'all, I'm just trying to check something. Okay. So, So who's a challenge for? A challenge is basically for people who are looking to transition to a plant-based lifestyle. Some people consider it vegan. The reason I said plant-based is because I wanted it to be more focused on healthier foods. Vegan is, on average, it is healthier. Even if you're eating junk, it's still healthier on average than non-vegan food. However, the goal is not just to be vegan, the goal is to also be more plant-based, more whole food in general, so that we're giving our bodies more nutrients and things that our bodies need so that we can thrive. Yeah, and people who are already looking to transition to that journey, this would be a good way for them to transition, because it can be challenging for people to go from eating meat, dairy, eggs, things of that sort, and then now they're just eating grains, nuts, seeds, vegetables, fruits. They don't know really where to start. So at least with the challenge, they can start seeing, okay, how does it feel not to eat these type of foods? And I didn't really want to focus on what not to eat. I wanted to focus on what to eat, which is why I didn't mention what not to eat. Because I feel like when we move from a place of what can I do, it's more powerful than what can't I do, right? So just those who are looking for more of a challenge as well, those people who are just looking for a challenge, this is good for them as well. Some people like challenges, they like trying new things, if they thrive off of that. So that's also good for those people who are more open-minded and just want to see things from a different perspective. Like, oh, okay, that's something different. Let me be open-minded. Let me try this and see how it goes, even though I may not be plant-based, or I may not even care about that much, but let me just see what happens. Like, there are people who are like that. They're with whatever it is. So it's good for those type of people as well, and also those who may have health concerns. Of course, with anything, you always want to research for yourself, and if you have any real major concerns, you speak to your doctor, things of that sort. I'm not a medical professional, and even if I was, I would always still encourage people to seek out their own practitioner, because everybody's body is different, and it's also important to research for yourself, because even doctors can be faulty, and a lot of them are not taught nutrition, so they may not even understand what you're even asking them. No shade to doctors, but unfortunately the way the medical system is created, they're really not taught these basic fundamentals of nutrition and how to eat healthy. Even the nutritionists a lot of times are not taught about holistic living and just eating healthier, because they're being taught the standard American way of how to eat and not the more plant-based, wholesome way of eating. So it's always good to research things for yourself. Yeah. So what can you eat? Well, I know some of you have probably seen it on the flyer. You can eat grains, nuts, seeds. Yeah, so when it comes to grains, rice, I encourage things like brown rice, because let me just check the chat. Okay, nobody said anything. Okay, so yeah, I encourage things like brown rice. If you're gonna eat pasta, I'm trying, because I'm on the challenge too. Even though I'm already vegan and plant based, but I want to be more plant based. I used to be much more plant based than I am now, as far as eating less processed foods and eating more wholesome foods. So I want to get back into that. So I'm planning to eat not as much pasta, and if I do, eating like lentil pasta, pasta that's like gluten free, or lentil pasta is really good. I don't really like chickpea pasta. I think I'll have to probably find a different brand, but I do like lentil pasta and the gluten free one. I'm not gluten free. I'm not gluten intolerant, but sometimes I do take a break from gluten, and I just try to eat only gluten free. So you can also have quinoa, millet, buckwheat, things like that. Let's see. Yeah, millet. There's a thing that I bought from Whole Foods. Oh yeah, I'm gonna show that in the Whole Foods video that I'm gonna upload, because I was supposed to upload that a long time ago, and I was not able to get it up because of my editing software. But now that I got that, to be fixed, now I can get that thing. Let me see. Sorry, I have everything written down here. Let me see. Veggies. Yeah, so you can eat veggies, broccoli, carrots, spinach, kale, collard greens, organic corn, cabbage. Of course, it also depends on what you're allergic to. So if you're allergic to stuff, then you definitely want to take that into consideration, especially when it comes to like nuts and things like that, nuts and seeds. I know some people are allergic to cashews, peanuts. I don't eat peanuts. If I do eat nuts, I eat like almonds, things like that. But just take into consideration if you're allergic to things. But people kind of know like the veggies. If you don't like veggies, then this will be a good time to really yeah, chickpea pasta is mushy. So I had to throw away a whole batch one time because, yeah, it was really mushy. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just trying to check to see if somebody. Anyways, that's my cousin. He's saying silly stuff. I thought it was something about like the line or whatever. So yeah, so vegetables are healthy. A lot of people don't eat vegetables. I've always liked vegetables, so that never was like an issue for me. But I never was a fruits person. So that's something that I had to start getting myself to do. But I mostly blend fruits. I don't really eat them because I don't really like the taste of fruits too much. Like I don't really like the pulp, you know. If I do like to eat fruits, I like pineapples, mangoes, things like that. And I'll eat them like if they're sliced. But I'm not a big fruit person as far as like sitting there eating a bowl of fruit. But I will blend it and I will drink it. As some of you have seen, I've posted that on Instagram. So I do try to drink my fruits a lot because fruits are very healthy. They have a lot of antioxidants, which is really good for free radicals. Things like helping to hopefully prevent cancer and excuse me, other types of ailments. So yeah, fruits are good. And they fill you up because they have like the pulp and stuff and the fiber, so they help to fill you. And that's good for people, especially people who are trying to maintain their weight or lose weight. I'm not trying to lose weight, obviously. I'm really skinny, but even though I'm not trying to lose weight and I'm really skinny, that doesn't mean that I still shouldn't be eating healthy. So when people tell me, oh, why are you eating like this? Or you should be eating this, you should be eating that. No, even if you're skinny, you still should be eating healthy because I'm not trying to gain a lot of weight. I can gain maybe 10 pounds or so and be fine, or even 15, but I'm not trying to gain too much weight because I don't want to be overweight. I don't want to have to deal with that because that can come with a lot of other health issues. And even if you do remain skinny, you could still get diabetes, you could still get different ailments. So it's still important to eat healthy even if you're skinny or at a healthy weight. As far as fruits, you have bananas, cherries, blueberries, pineapple, mango, apples, things like that. So you can just play around and try different fruits. If you're like me, you don't really like fruits that much, you can blend them. I like to add green powder in it, which has like the superfoods like spirulina, wheatgrass, things like that, and probiotics. And I like to put that in my smoothie, and also like flax seeds and other things to basically make it a superfood that I can drink, and it's easy to drink. So this would be a good time to play around with things like that if you have a NutriBullet or any other type of similar device. You can also have legumes, which is basically like beans, like kidney beans, pinto beans, pink beans, black beans, things like that. You can have lentils, chickpeas, black-eyed peas. There's just so many different things. Lentils, did I say lentils already? Yeah, so there's so many different types of legumes that you can eat. You can research them. There's so many varieties and so many ways of cooking them. I like to cook them from scratch, but I do also have canned ones for like last minute things if I don't have time to soak it and to cook it. They do take time to cook, so it's good to soak them overnight if you can, or soak them in the morning if you're going to cook them at night. And You can make them with lots of different things. You can eat these things with rice. You can eat them with pasta. You can eat them with tortillas. You can eat them with sweet potatoes. Um, Butternut squash, even though butternut squash technically is a vegetable, but you can eat it like you would eat it for like an entree. You can have butternut squash with some chickpeas and some broccoli and maybe a salad. You know, like there's just so many ways that you can become creative and play around with food. And a lot of things that we think like, oh, that's a vegetable, I can't eat that as a main thing. We can still eat it as a main, because sweet potatoes are vegetables too, and we sometimes eat them as our main dish with vegetables and with some protein. So that's a healthy way too if you're trying to watch your weight, because sweet potatoes, even though they do have carbs, even though they do have calories, but they're very healthy and they fill you up fast, so it helps you not to overeat and to still get a lot of nutrients. And they're loaded with fiber, vitamin C, vitamin A. They're really, really good. And then you can also have alternative things like vegan cream cheese, vegan butter, vegan sour cream, let me see, vegan like eggs and stuff like that. But I wanted people to kind of focus more on like natural, like it's natural, but it's kind of processed. So I wanted people to kind of focus more on like food that you eat from scratch. But if you really want to have like maybe some whole grain bread with some vegan cream cheese, that can be good. Mayoko's has really good brand, and they don't have a lot of processed stuff in their cream cheese. So it's not like some other brands that I've seen where it's loaded with a bunch of ingredients. Like there is mostly cashews, and I think it's cashews, cultures, and water, and I think it's like 4 or 5 ingredients. Like it's pretty good and it tastes really good. It can be a little expensive if you're trying to stay on a budget. So that's another thing too. Like if you're trying to stay on a budget and you want this to be something that's more affordable, then it would be good to stay more with food that you eat from scratch, like beans, rice, lentils, fruits and veggies. Fruits and veggies can be pricey, but that's also why I like to buy the frozen ones, because they can last longer. I can just take some out, put it in my smoothie, put it back in the freezer. Sometimes there's sales or whatever. And then I try to like play around with what's on sale. I take some of that and then I see what I need more of. And I just keep a lot of frozen fruits like that, so it lasts me longer than buying the fresh fruits. Because sometimes you buy fresh fruits and they can charge a lot because you know it's fresh fruits. It depends on the store. It depends on the store. Yeah, so those are basically the things. Yeah, I think I kind of cover everything here that you can eat. Oh yeah, so I wanted to say like plant-based is not always equal healthy. So sometimes like you may eat like French fries. Okay, French fries are plant-based as long as they're not being made in like grease of like some animal products. Like some people use the same grease that they'll use from meat. I don't consider that plant-based because at that point you're digesting food from an animal. So, and even though it's just the grease, right? Because it still has the fats and the oil and stuff from the animal. So if you're eating, say like if I take some French fries, whether I make it from scratch, well, if I make it from scratch, it's healthier. But even then, it's still not the healthiest because you're frying food, right? You're frying food and it's French fries. So it's not to say that you can't have French fries. It's just to say that the goal is to eat as healthy as possible. Now, sometimes we could have these foods, but I'm saying as far as the challenge, I wanted the challenge to be more focused on healthier foods. I like tater tots. Sometimes I like the Boca burgers or the I just recently bought the Beyond ones because I had them before in the restaurants, but I never had actually bought Beyond burgers for the house. So I have those, and I have the Guardian stuff as far as like the chicken tenders. Like all of it's vegan, and all of it is technically what you would consider plant-based. And I'm sorry about the noise because I live in New York City. It's noisy, but yeah, it's plant-based technically because it doesn't have any animal products, but it's not the healthiest. It's healthier to have lentils, especially cooked from scratch, along with some brown rice, along with some broccoli, and a nice salad with leafy greens. Like that would be healthier than having some white bread with a boca burger and some ketchup and some mustard. You know, it tastes good. It's still better than having a regular cheeseburger from animals, but it's still not the healthiest, you know. So my goal for the challenge is to eat as healthy as possible. And that's my goal for those who are planning to be doing the challenge as well. It's easy to just kind of grab the Boca burger. And if that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do. Sometimes you don't have the time to cook, like I said earlier. Sometimes it's also about the time. You don't have time to make certain things. Like sometimes I'll have the canned stuff, even though it's not as healthy as the, you know, soaking the beans and making it yourself. But that takes time. It takes time to soak it, and it takes time to cook it. So if I don't have the time and I have to eat in the next few minutes, I got to take a can, or I got to take out a Burger Burger or something, and I got to eat. You know, I have to do what I have to do. But that's why I also try to have things prepared if I can, so that if when I get home or when I need to eat something, there's food already there, so that I don't have to grab those foods so often. Another thing I struggle with sometimes is with chips. Like I really like chips, and that's something that I want to kind of curtail and do less of during the challenge. Because even though the chips that I do eat are low sodium and they're pretty good, you know, they don't have any dairy, they don't have any things like that in it. It's pretty simple. I eat a lot of simple chips, like the regular tortilla chips with very minimal salt and just some oil. And, you know, it's pretty simple. I don't eat like the heavy chips and the heavy stuff. But even then, I still don't want to make it a habit eating it every day because it's addicting, you know, and it's easy to do if I get home and I'm hungry and I just want to grab something and I'm like, oh, I just got to munch on some chips. Or if it's like right now, I'm kind of hungry, I can just go get some chips, you know, like it's easy to do that. But that's something that I want to work on as well. So this is a journey for me as well. This is kind of for me to kind of reclaim my health and kind of get back to where I was before and beyond, because there's always room for improvement. Like I mentioned at the beginning, I used to eat more plant-based, but lately I've been kind of not as plant-based as far as eating stuff that's more healthy. I've still been vegan. I've been vegan for almost 5 years now. So I'm not saying that I've been eating non-vegan foods. I haven't. But sometimes even though you're eating plant-based or vegan, like I said, it's not always doesn't always equal healthy. You're eating out a lot. That food can be have a lot of sodium. Like right now, I can see my finger has it's kind of peeling my skin. And I could tell when it's peeling around there that my skin, like my body is not as healthy as it could be. It means that I'm probably eating too much sodium or something like that, because that's what happens to my body sometimes when I'm not eating the healthiest. I'm not saying that's not possible for me to get this just to get this. Sometimes your hands are in water, whatever. But when it's there like that, especially for like a few days and the seed's not going away, I kind of know that it's kind of linked to my diet. My nails have also not been as strong and as long. So it's just certain things that I notice in my body and how I feel and my joints and everything that I'm like, okay, I know I'm not eating the healthiest that I should. So let me kind of get myself back in order. And that's one of the good things about eating healthy, is that when you eat healthier, you notice a big difference in your body. And when you're not eating the healthiest that you should be, you feel certain things, you see certain things, you know, everything you just start to know, okay, I'm lacking this, I'm lacking that. So it's important to get to know your body. And some people, their hair, you know, like my hair has always been pretty long, pretty healthy. Even if I'm stressed, even if I'm not eating the healthiest, my hair will still be long. I'm sure like if I drink more water and I eat healthier, it would be even better. But I've always had a lot of hair. You know, even as a child, I was born with, you know, like an afro, you know, so I can't look at my hair and say, oh, my hair is long and healthy, so I'm fine. You don't know. I have to look at other things. But some people, their hair falls out, or their hair gets thin, or their hair is just extremely, extremely, extremely dry. Like my hair is just naturally extremely dry because of the texture. So you have to kind of get to know your body and see what you can look at and what would signal something that, okay, I need to eat healthier. Like some people, like for example, like they will get tired after they eat, and that's not really a good thing to get tired after you eat, but because they're eating so much unhealthy food. But once they start to eat more plant-based stuff, they start to realize, oh wow, I actually feel energized after I eat. Like, yeah, that's supposed to happen. Like, you're not supposed to be like, oh my gosh, I gotta go to sleep, I'm so tired, every time I eat I'm just so tired. After I eat, it's like, no, you should be energized after you eat. You should feel good. Or maybe you overate. That could be a possibility too. You could have ate healthy, but maybe you overate. But a lot of times it's also the foods that we're eating that's just not the healthiest. Eating that. I have a podcast episode called I don't want to give up soul food, and that's probably like the most listened podcast episode to this day. And I talk about that, how like a lot of times it's the cultures that we grew up in. As far as soul food, that's more Black American culture. I can only speak on really what I understand. I also grew up in Jamaican household, so I am half Jamaican, and I wouldn't say half Jamaican. I say half Jamaican, but I mean I was born here, but my family, my mother's side is Jamaican, and my father's side is American. So I understand Black American culture, but I also understand Jamaican culture to an extent, not as much as somebody who was born in Jamaica, but I do understand it. I was raised in that household up until the age of like almost 16, and so I understand the food. I've ate the oxtail, the curry goat, the rice and peas, cornmeal porridge, saltfish fritters, what else? The cow foot, and yeah, that's mainly what my grandma used to make. Yeah, so she didn't really make banana fritters and things of that sort. But I understand that. I understand the patois. I understand that, and the culture that's behind that and the types of foods. It's not really promoted to eat plant-based. It's not really promoted to eat healthy. Like, oh, instead of eating white bread, oh yeah, hard-dough bread. Like we used to eat like hard-dough bread, white bread. But one thing I will say is that with my grandmother, because she had certain health issues, she used to have us eating like wheat bread. So even though I grew up in a Jamaican household, we still had wheat bread. So that's one thing that I'm happy about. And we also sometimes ate like vegetarian meats and stuff like that. Like they weren't vegan, but they would be like vegetarian. Like I'm grateful that I was raised in that type of environment, because at least it opened me up to eating healthier to an extent. So even though I was still eating like not the best, but it was healthier than the standard American diet. My grandma also cooked a lot. My great grandmother cooked a lot. So that's let me just check. Okay, nobody's saying anything. Yeah, so that's basically let me just put this on. Yeah, just in case anybody has any questions or anything. But yeah, that's basically that. So when you're raised in like a certain cultures, that's what like like, okay, I'm gonna eat this type of food because this is the tradition, this is the culture. That these people with this noise is just, and it always happens when I'm recording. Like I literally did not hear this before I got on here. Now I'm not saying that it's not always noisy here, because it is, but it always happens when I get on. It's so weird. It's so weird. Those of you who follow me on Instagram know what I'm talking about, because I've actually recorded videos or clips, and all of a sudden somebody will start honking their horn, and I'm just like, nobody's been honking for the last hour, and all of a sudden they're honking now. Okay. Yeah, that's all I already had written down. But yeah, like I was saying, like it's a culture. So also a Black American culture, the soul food, a lot of Black people, especially if you were raised in the South. In the North, it's a little different, but in the South, it's like you got the mashed potatoes. Well, yeah, sometimes they have mashed potatoes, but it's more so like the potato salad, collard greens, stuffing, baked mac and cheese, canning yams. What else am I missing? I'm missing something else, but it's a lot of it. And the reason I know about that is because I was also exposed to that as well. So I know about soul food, and I love soul food. I do. But I've learned how to make it in a healthier way. So I can make the baked macaroni and cheese from scratch in a vegan way. I can also make the sauce from using vegetables instead of using dairy. or eggs. I don't have to put any of that in there, and it still comes out really good. I know how to make stuffing. I know how to make potato salad and all that stuff, candy yams and all that. Even when I make candy yams, I'll use like coconut sugar. I can use vegan butter. Sometimes I don't even add the butter in there if it doesn't even need it. Sometimes I don't even add the sugar if it doesn't need it. But if I really want it to be, like candy yams, like the real flavor, I'll add some coconut sugar to it and some pure vanilla or things like that, and just really make it nice, and it tastes really good. If I make the potato salad, I just don't add eggs. I use vegan mayo. I don't eat this stuff every day because, once again, even though it's plant-based, it's not the healthiest, but it's still a way to eat more plant-based without giving up those traditional things that you enjoy. Like if you are Hispanic, maybe you like rice and beans with, I know me, I like maduros, which is basically sweet plantains. At least that's, I don't know if all Hispanics call it, but I know that's what the Dominicans call it because I live around a lot of Dominicans. So I like the maduros, arroz y habichuelas, all that stuff. I'm not Spanish. I only know a little bit of Spanish, but I love that type of food. But there's a way that you can cook it healthier without giving up that culture. Like you can make the rice without adding maybe so much oil, so much butter. You can make the beans from scratch and then make your own sofrita from scratch. That's something that I want to learn to do, make my own sofrita from scratch so I can make it myself. If you're making like the sweet plantains, you can probably use grapeseed oil or more healthier oils when you are frying them. You can also once in a while bake them and find other ways of making them without always frying them. So there's different ways to still hold on to your culture and your traditions. Sometimes you have to completely give certain things up. Like I had to give up the oxtail. I had to give up the curry goat. There's no way. Now I can make plant-based version of that, but there's no way that I can eat the meat and be plant-based. Like that's not going to happen. That's not plant-based. That's something different. Like some people, they kind of teeter. But when you're truly vegan and plant-based, you don't go back and forth from meat to, you stick with, you can't even actually even go back a lot of times because you'll get sick. So some things you have to give up. But if you don't have to give it up, you can learn to make it healthier. And that's a way to do that. So I think, that's everything that I have to say. I don't know if anybody has any questions or comments, concerns. I don't know why you're sticking like that. Okay, so let's see what else I can talk about before I leave. Yeah, so the plant-based challenge starts at 12 a.m. midnight, like I mentioned at the beginning, and then it ends on October 31st at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that doesn't mean you have to like stop at that time. Like you can continue to keep going, and if you do, then that would be great because you don't have to stop. Like you don't have to stop, But I don't want people to feel like, oh, if I only did the 21 days, I wish I would have went longer. I messed. No, like the goal is to do 21 days, and if you mess up, like like oh, I ate some some meat or I ate something like some dairy. It's not like I'm gonna crucify you. Like, oh my goodness, you're bad. You're out of the challenge. Like it's a process. I understand everybody's on different journeys, and if you've never done this before, it's gonna be challenging. I was talking to one of my friends, and she was like, 21 days is a long time. And I was like, I didn't really think about that. But the reason why I want it to be 21 days is because it gives people enough time to really see change. I don't want people to do this for like a week and then be like, oh, I didn't see anything different. It didn't do anything for me. It didn't benefit me. It's like, well, it's only been a week. You know, if you've been eating a certain way for so long, you may not feel the changes in just a week. You may. Like some people's body, like my body's very sensitive. So I feel changes very quickly. But some people don't. Right. So when I went vegetarian years ago in 2013, I was like, oh, I'm just going to eat less meat and then I will, um, you know, just kind of have meat 2 times a week or whatever. But after like 2 weeks of doing that, I was like, forget it. So I just ended up just saying, forget it. I'm just going to go vegetarian. And I think I had fish like 2 or 3 times within like first year. And then I just stopped. And I think after that, I couldn't even have gravy for meat. Like I was getting nauseous and I just couldn't do it. So I just completely got rid of the meat altogether. Like, but I hadn't had chicken since like summer 2013 or chicken, beef, or anything like that. I just went cold turkey because I just didn't feel like it made sense for me to like, oh, I'll just have turkey 2 times a week or chicken 2 times a week. Like it just got confusing for me. So I just gave it up. And then eventually, I think it was like after, maybe it was 2014, I gave up dairy because I think that started bothering me too. And then 2015, the end of the year, I gave up eggs because I went away on a vacation and I went to the DMV area and I had eggs at the hotel and I was like, whoa, no, I cannot have eggs anymore. So I gave that up completely. So I've been vegan completely since then, almost 5 years now. So sometimes everybody's journey is different. I kind of went cold turkey, and the way that I did it was the minute that I realized that I couldn't eat it anymore or it wasn't benefiting me, I just kind of just gave it up and never went back. But some people, it may be a process. Like they may eat it today and then it doesn't work with them anymore. And then you go back to it a year later, and everybody's just different. There's other areas of my life where I do that. You know, I see progress and then I go back and I'm like, oh, man, I was doing so well. Why did I go back? And then I have to get right back on track again. So I'm not saying all areas of my life is like this. You know, everybody has their areas that they struggle with more. And even with the plant-based eating and the vegan eating, I've even mentioned as well that that's not always perfect. Sometimes I don't always eat the healthiest that I would like. But that's also why I wanted to do the challenge, not just for myself, but for everybody, because I feel like we're all on a journey to eating healthier. It's not just about me or just about you, it's about all of us. So I'm hoping that this will be beneficial to everybody because anybody can benefit from this. But this is more so for people who are open-minded. People who are not open-minded are not going to want to do this, and they're not excluded. I'm just saying that it's not going to apply to them because they're going to be like, well, this doesn't make any sense. I'm not open-minded to this, so this doesn't make any sense. Well, that's fine. You know, everybody has their opinion. Everybody has a right to eat how they choose and live how they choose to live. So that's why I wanted to say at the beginning, who is this for? This is for people who are already on that journey or they're open-minded and they're considering something new. And maybe they may choose not to become vegan. That's fine too. Everybody has a choice to eat how they want. My goal is that people will become plant-based because it is healthy and it has been proven to be much healthier for most people on a collective basis. And it's really good for the environment. It's good for the animals. It's really good in general. You know, being vegan is very beneficial overall. But it's not to say that you have to go vegan once you do the challenge. So, yeah, no problem. Thank you that you've come to listen, and I'm glad that it was informative. I guess I will head out if nobody else has anything else to say. I might go on live on my other page. I have another page as well. It's Miss Desi. That's like my other page where I just kind of talk about like life stuff. I might go live on there because I haven't been going live. I haven't been going on YouTube. YouTube is a job. Like you really have to be committed to going live and uploading videos and editing, and it's not easy. I give props to people who go on YouTube and they upload videos on a regular basis. They edit, they go live, especially if they're coming on presented looking well and speaking well, like it's a lot that goes into that. And I think people who don't do YouTube don't understand the stuff that comes with that. But you can get paid on here too, so get your coins. As long as you're doing something positive, yeah, it's a good thing, because then you're doing something positive, you're benefiting people, and you're offering a service in some type of way, but you're also making some money. I'm not making money from this because I don't have enough followers for that. Subscribers. My other page, I have almost 500 subscribers. Once you get to 1,000, then you can start. I think it's 1,000 subscribers, and then you also have to have a certain amount of watch time hours, and then YouTube considers you as a partner. So that's how you'll see people where they'll be getting paid from YouTube because they're a partner, because they're getting a certain amount of watch time hours and a certain amount of subscribers. And as they get more and more subscribers, more and more like engagement, I guess, and then they have the ads on their videos and all that stuff combined. I'm not really fully knowledgeable about it, but this is based on what I've learned from people who do YouTube as a job. They can really do some great things on here. And when people really do something that they love, it's not even about the money. So that's where the money comes, because they're doing what they love. And that's something that I've been learning. Don't chase the money. Don't chase the money. You just focus on what are you giving to people, because obviously we have to pay bills. So when people say, oh, can't believe that people are doing that for money. People have to pay bills. Like, we're not living in a world where you can just eat for free. I wish. Eat for free, live for free. No, people have to still pay bills. People have to still take care of their family, their children, whatever. But at the end of the day, you still want it to be something that you enjoy doing, and you see that you're making a difference. And I think YouTube is a great place where people can do that. They can really express a certain type of niche or a topic that they're focusing on, and then it could be beneficial to people that they normally would never reach. Who knows who could see this video? Somebody in China, somebody in Japan, somebody in Shanghai, or I think that's like in China, Shanghai, or it was not like Thailand or Johannesburg, like wherever people can see these videos and it can benefit them, because who knows, there could be somebody and that's also why I put Eastern Standard Time, because I also understand that people come from different time zones. So somebody might be in Bali and they may say, oh, I want to do a plant-based challenge too, so at least they know the time zone, and then they can follow it according to their time zone. So this is not just for people in New York. I do have a lot of people that follow me from New York on Instagram. Now on the podcast, I have a lot of people from places like, I think it's Pennsylvania and Virginia. And then I have a few people from, I think it's Ireland. Recently it said somebody, I have a small amount of people from Belgium, and I think Japan or something. I was like, wow, I'm starting to reach Asia now too. I thought it was just really, really cool. But yeah. I was hoping that I would have more people in the chat so we can like really chat. But I know it's a Saturday night, and I know that people are probably out partying when you should not be partying because it's a pandemic. I'm just kidding. Yeah, people probably busy, and I know it's also like a holiday weekend. So yeah, I don't know. It's a Saturday night, but I wanted to do it tonight because tomorrow night I may not come on. And Friday night is my night where I just rest and relax or whatever. I also end up hurting my foot really badly last night in my room because I tripped over a drawer. So I was bleeding. My foot was like hurting so bad. And I ended up laying down and waking up like 2:30 in the morning. So that was not going to happen anyway. But I am feeling better. Yes, I am feeling better. My foot is healing. That's another thing too. When you eat healthier, you also heal faster. I've always healed fast. That's one thing I've noticed, that I've always healed fast, but it definitely helps now that I am more plant-based, because it's when you eat certain foods and you eat healthier, your body will heal faster. So there's just so many benefits. I'm going to keep fixing up the website. The website is petiteveganlady.com. I haven't really talked about it much because I was still working on it. But at this point, I was just talking to somebody the other day, and I was telling them how I'm a perfectionist, and she was saying that's a good thing. She was saying as long as you're actually getting stuff done, and that's the thing. I don't want to be so much of a, oh, things have to be perfect like this, and I have to be like this and be like that, and then I'm not actually getting things done. So the website is not going to be fully done when I share it because it's still going to be something that I'm going to continue to work on. But you can go to petiteveganlady.com. I have to fix it on the mobile because it doesn't look as good on the mobile as it does on the computer. That's something that I've been having a challenge with. Oh, I updated Instagram. It looks really different. See, I'm late, but the bottom looks kind of different. Oh yeah, Jamaican vegan chick. She's somebody that I follow on Instagram, and she's really good. I've been following her on Instagram for a long time. I think over 5 years now. And I remember when she first started, and she was like just a regular, everyday lady, just posting foods, vegan foods, because she's Jamaican and she's vegan. And then she just started posting more and more, and she gained a major following, and she's big now, and she has 32,000 followers. So yeah, I think that's just so cool. It's amazing to see people start from like really small and they're just doing what they love. Like I just mentioned, they're just doing what they enjoy, and now they have a brand and they're, popular. They have over 30,000 followers. Like she's living her best life, and she lost a lot of weight. She's been much healthier. So, when you do what you love and you're helping people, it really does make a difference. And she be throwing down some good food. See, look, this one here. This is not like, you know, I'm not doing this because she asked me to do this. I'm just sharing. So she's a good person to follow if you want to get ideas on how to make. Um, See, that's the Jamaican stuff there. Excuse my nails, they're not done. That's that Jamaican food. I can't even really see it. Yeah. But that's another thing too. If you guys, sorry, I keep bumping this thing. If you are interested, if you guys and ladies are interested in people to follow, I can also send you that as well, because there are people who are vegan and they share a lot of good foods. There's another lady that I follow. She's from the South, so she makes like a lot of Southern vegan food, and it's so good. Like she really makes. I mean, I never tasted it, but it looks so good. There's something that I have to make that she had sent me a similar recipe to. I almost forgot about that. Yeah, see, this is her Instagram here. Can't even really see it. Yeah, this focus is really bad. Um, and she'll make like more like Southern style stuff. More hearty food. I think that's stroganoff. And see how you can eat really good plant-based. This is plant-based food. And some of the stuff that she cooks is also from her garden, I believe, which is goals for me. One day I want to live in nature and have my own food. And then I can actually grow like okra and different types of foods and then cook it and say, wow, like this is something that I actually grew from the earth and I'm cooking it and I'm feeding it to myself and to other people. Like that's ultimately my goal as well, to live out in the country and to actually grow food and eat the food that I grow. I think it makes a big difference when you're eating what you have had to harvest and really grow and nurture, and now you're giving it to your body and to other people. I think it makes a difference in how the relation that you have to your food. This is another thing that she needs. See, it's like more Southern hearty food. So yeah, I can send you people like that as well if you're interested in following people who have different. Okay, why is somebody calling me? I don't know what this is. I don't know who that is. I don't even know how that's even possible. Somebody was just calling me on a video call. I don't know what that. I'm sorry, y'all. It was just so distracting. No, because I was trying to like go on Instagram because I was gonna show some things from my page, and all of a sudden somebody just starts calling me from video, and I don't even know whose number that is because it's not saved. I don't know. Sorry if it's somebody I know, but I'm not answering a video call from somebody that I don't know because that's not gonna happen. Okay, so this is actually I didn't make this. My godmother made this. Do you think what I did make was the navy bean? I think this is navy beans. Yeah, she made the potatoes and the kale, and I made the navy beans. So this is plant-based. See how good it looks. And that's a good way too if you're trying to watch your weight or lose weight. You see how it's just a small amount of potatoes, and it was very hearty and filling. The navy beans are very filling. I like navy beans, and they're nice and creamy. It tastes really, really good. They're really healthy for you. See if I can find something else. This was another thing I had made. This is like I think sweet potato with some carrots, not carrots, sweet potato with broccoli, and I'm not sure what else I had with that. And then I sprinkled some hemp seeds on top. Let's see what did I eat. Oh, split peas. Oh, okay. So it was leftover yams and split peas that I had in the freezer, and I had warmed them up. And then I steamed some broccoli, and I threw hemp seeds. So this is basically sweet potatoes with split peas and broccoli with hemp seeds on top. So this is also plant-based, and this is from scratch, right? So this is a healthier way of eating. Oh, I have to make these again. It's been so long. These are chickpea patties. I was asked to post them because I had posted them a long time ago, and these I had made from scratch years ago. So I need to make those as well. Those are good too. You can have them like as sandwiches, or you can eat them with rice or sweet potato, vegetables, whatever you want to eat it with. And you can also bake them. Those were fried, but I also want to learn how to make them baked because that would be even healthier. See, this is good too. This is I didn't have any vegetables with that one that day. But I always usually eat vegetables though. And this is what is that? Sweet plantains with lentils and hemp seeds. And I had boiled the plantains. Excuse me. Some people don't eat tofu because they don't like the soy, but this is tofu with lentils and vegetables, and then some pasta, and what did I add on that? Almond meal with hemp seeds. So I think that's gluten-free pasta with almond meal and hemp seeds on top. I think I used antipasto sauce, and yeah, with the lentils and the I didn't make the lentils and the tofu together. I made them separate, but I did mix them together. I think when I warmed it up. And then this is just mixed vegetables, and these are organic. I try to stick with organic when I'm dealing with corn. So that's another way you can play around with food as well. And let's see. I guess I'll show two more and then I'll head off. I still feel people watching though, so I guess people are still watching me. I guess people still like what I'm saying because two people are still watching. Oh yeah, this too. This is whole wheat bread with lentils and broccoli, and I sprinkle hemp seeds on top. As you can see, I like hemp seeds. What's that? I like hemp seeds. So somebody left me a message. I'm not sure who. Okay, that's my family member. That's what I thought, that it was family, but I wasn't sure because the number wasn't saved. So yeah, I'll address that. Sorry, I wanted to listen because they obviously left a message, so it was obviously important. So I'll just call them back later. I always like to listen to the message just in case because they did call and they left a message and it could be important. So yeah, that's why I listened to the message. So let's see. I was thinking maybe it was family because of the state, but I'm like, I don't know who that is because I don't know that number. See, this is a video. This is Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are another thing that you can have as well. Really, really good. And it's very healthy. Cruciferous vegetables are really, really healthy for you. This is what is this? This is a buckwheat pancakes that I made from scratch. They look very dark because that's how buckwheat is. It's very healthy if you're not allergic to. They say buckwheat is actually gluten free, but I'm not sure 100%. And then there's tofu. I eat tofu sometimes. I don't eat it all the time, but I know some people are not into soy. So if you're not into soy, then you can omit that, or if you're allergic to it. Oh yeah, this is when I went to oh, this looks so good. This is another thing too that I want to start eating more of is like raw foods because it's really healthy. But this is from the roti Mediterranean place, and I had gotten I think it also had rice in it as well, and it's fully plant-based. So good. So when you go out to eat as well, if you have to eat outside, you can do things like that, and you can just make sure that it doesn't have any dairy, no eggs, no meat, and it's very, very hearty. It's very, very healthy, and it fills you. It's a lot of food. Like it fills you up. Some people may not even finish all that. I finish it because I have a big appetite, but some people may not even finish it. You can save it for later, take it home, and have it for another time. So, oh, this is good. This is pasta with you see the avocado with the mixed vegetables and the tofu on the side. This was a long time ago. This was last summer. It may look like I eat a lot of tofu because I've shown a lot of different pictures, but that's also because it's over time. This is another one with tofu, but the one that I just showed was July, and this one's in October. So it really just depends on when I make things and when I take pictures of it. But I don't eat soy all the time. I personally don't see anything wrong with it as far as what it does to my body, but I know there's a lot of mixed information about that. I know a lot of cultures eat a lot of soy, but they do say that they don't eat as much processed soy. So I think that's really the main concern that people have, that you're eating a lot of processed soy as opposed to eating fermented soy that's healthier. Because Asians eat a lot of soy too. But sometimes people who are used to living in a certain geographical location and they eat certain foods, it's healthy for them because their bodies are used to it and they've done it for so long. So their genetic makeup is a certain way. But then maybe somebody from Africa may not take on to that food the same. Like Africans, from what I've seen, they don't really eat tofu. I'm not really sure if that's even like available as much where they live. So they may eat plant-based in a different way. And like Indians eat a lot of plant-based food. I have recently reposted something about that in the stories, how a lot of Indian men have far lower rates of prostate cancer and a lot of other issues because of the way they eat. They eat much more plant-based. They eat a lot of curry, a lot of spices, a lot of turmeric. Turmeric is really good for inflammation and a lot of other health concerns. Inflammation is really, really not good in our bodies. So Indian men tend to have really good health outcomes overall because of the way they eat. They tend to not eat as much meat as a collective. You have some who eat like that, but many of them don't eat the way that the standard American men eat. So therefore, they don't have as many health concerns as standard American men do. So men can benefit from eating plant-based as well. A lot of times men are shamed or they're told you're not a man if you don't eat meat, but you are able to thrive more in your masculinity as a man when you're eating plant-based because your body can be healthier. You can have a stronger reproductive system. there's nothing more manly than that. You know, like Dr. Missions, I talk about that sometimes on my Instagram, and he sells CMOS and he sells the colon cleanse and all that. He talks to men about that. He says a lot of men have problems with erectile dysfunction and stamina and performance. This is not for kids, so I can say these things and I'm not being crass. You know, it is what it is. It's a part of life. But a lot of men struggle with these things even at an early age when they necessarily really shouldn't. And a lot of it is due to diet. Some of it is also stress and the things that they're putting in, you know, the air and the water and, you know, the radiation, and there's various factors, but diet does play a major role. And when men are cleansing and they're eating more plant-based and they're taking the sea moss and they're, you know, they're really giving their bodies the support that it needs, they tend to have less issues as far as erectile dysfunction, as far as prostate cancer, as far as, you know, being so tired. And, you know, it really helps you to be able to perform as a man, not just sexually, but just in general, and be more productive. You be more, you have more energy to be successful and to make the money to get the resources that you want to get as a man, and to have that, you know, that I don't even know what's the word, but it just helps you to thrive more as a man when you eat healthier. So um, there's nothing wrong with a man who is eating fruits and vegetables, you know, drinking a smoothie. Like, it's nothing, I don't know. I think it's a societal thing, because Asian men or Indian men, other men, when you see them eat these plant-based foods, they don't see it as a way of being less masculine. Like, a lot of these men are very masculine. They take care of their families. They provide and protect their communities. A lot of them are very traditional, and they, like I said, they take care of their families. They pay for everything. They provide for their families. They raise their children. These are strong men. These are not weak men. So it doesn't make you weak to eat chickpeas. It doesn't make you weak to drink a smoothie. It doesn't make you weak to do a cleanse. These things are important for men too, because if you're a man, especially if you have children, you have a wife, you have family, they're relying on you as well. And they want you to thrive as well. They want you to be healthy as well. If you're sick as a man, now everybody can't always avoid being sick. But if we can minimize it, it helps, right? Because then you can be more productive in your role as a man, not just for yourself, but for your family and for your community. So this is not just for women. Women, a lot of times, we tend to be the main ones who focus on our health. We tend to be the main ones who are more, you know, reading and going to the doctor and doing this and doing that. But I think it's important for men to do that as well, especially Black men who sometimes have a lot of fears, and a lot of these fears are understandable because of history and things that Black men have gone through in this country with the healthcare system. And that's even more of a reason why we need to learn our own bodies too, so that we don't have to be as dependent on the healthcare system and being able to take care of our health. But I don't want people to also fully neglect that either. If you need to go to a doctor, if you need to be checked out for something, that's important. But we want to make sure that we are taking more control in our health and being more knowledgeable, and we're not fully relying on the doctor. Because like I mentioned earlier, some of these doctors aren't even aware of this nutritional stuff. They're just not taught that. They're not living it. And even if they are, they're probably, I don't even know if they're even allowed to share some of this information. So I don't know. You know, they're also bound by certain regulations as well, which is unfortunate because a lot of this information is very beneficial. Like, nutrition is one of the basic foundations of health. Eating properly, drinking water, getting fresh air. You know, I'm not saying doctors don't tell you these things, but some of them don't know when it comes to plant-based, because like I said, they don't live it. They weren't taught it. So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way that the healthcare system is. And yeah, so I'm gonna go, and I've been on here for like an hour now, so I think that's enough because I can talk all night on health because it's just so much to talk about, but I don't want this to be so drawn out. Thank you for those who have watched, and I'm glad that it was informative. I'm glad that it was helpful. And let me know if you're going to be doing the challenge. I really had wanted to do something more private at first, but I didn't get a lot of people with that. So maybe as time goes on with the challenge, more people will say, hey, we want to do like a group thing. I want to interact with other people. And you don't have to really interact with other people. It's just a matter of I wanted people to kind of be in one place so that they can see other people are on the same journey. But if you don't want to do that, that's fine. Over time, I do want to start offering more individual things where people can actually speak to me and interact with me, like whatever different services that they may need with that. So that's the whole process, and I'm trying to figure out how that's going to be done. There's different platforms that I can use to do that. So bear with me. I also have some merchandise, not for the brand, not for a petite vegan. That probably will come in the future, maybe. But I also have some merchandise on Teespring that I had created for me. So I'm gonna eventually put that on the website as well. So if people want to purchase like hoodies or different things, they can purchase that. And it says things like, you know, holistic body, or, you know, just nice little health related things that you can wear. There's also mugs and different things like that. So I want to see if I can purchase a few, and then I can show them on social media, see if people like it, and if it needs to be tweaked or whatever. And I can start having that merchandise on the website, and people can go and purchase that as well, because it's getting cold. People may want a hoodie that says, you know, some type of plant-based slogan or whatever. It's cool, you know, and it doesn't say vegan or anything like that, because I want it to be more to where anybody can wear it. So it would say like holistic living, holistic this, holistic that, so that anybody can wear it. It doesn't have to be say vegan, because you may not be a vegan. So stay tuned for those things. But I already have it up on the website, but I just want to make sure that I tweak the prices, and I always want to make sure that it looks good before I put it on the website and I share it with people. But once again, you know, sometimes you just got to go ahead and just share it, even if it's not fully done, because you want to get things out there and not wait too long. So I'll go. Take care, and hope y'all have a good night. Let me see. Yeah, so I'm gonna go, and I'm going to see if I can upload this video for the Whole Foods. The Whole Foods, what do you call it? Haul that I made. I was trying to go live before, and it wasn't working for me, so I made a video. So I'm going to try to edit it. Excuse my appearance. I know I'm looking a little crazy, but I had to just put together whatever I could and just get on here. Okay, so I'll probably be back maybe in a week or so if y'all want that, to kind of just touch in again, check in again, and see how everybody's doing, because it'll be like a week later, see how the challenge is going. But it starts at 12 a.m. So I know y'all will do well. Even if you don't tell me that you're going to do the challenge, that's fine. You can do it privately, as long as people are aware of it and you know that it's something that you can do. It starts once again tomorrow at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Some people would probably already started. So if you're already started, that's great. And if you've already started, great. Wherever you are in the world, like I said, everybody's in different time zones. And then it goes all the way up until October 31st, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's basically 21 days. And then that will transition into November. And if you like it, you can continue, and then you can transition into the new year being plant-based if you so desire. Even if you don't become fully plant-based, just having more plant-based foods in your diet will definitely benefit you. It definitely will. Like, it's not something that, as long as you're getting the nutrients you need, you're doing your research. I've shared so many different ideas. So I'm not saying just start eating a salad and not getting your nutrients. And if you are going to eat a salad, I showed you an example. You can definitely have a salad with beans or with chickpeas, and you can put like a variety of beans and chickpeas in there to get your protein. Then you can put your leafy greens. You can put some spinach in there, or some kale in there with some lettuce, or whatever you want to put in there. Then you can add some raw broccoli and carrots or whatever. And you can also add like olives and tomatoes and cucumbers and all those different things, and kind of play around with it. And then you can add some avocado, maybe squeeze some lemon on top, or make your own lemon based type of dressing, and you can eat that. Big salad with add some onions in there as well. And that's really healthy, and you're getting a lot of the different foods you need. Like you're getting your carbs, you're getting your protein, you're getting your fats, you're getting your vegetables. You can maybe even throw in some cranberries. I usually don't eat fruits with my food, but if it is like a salad, you can throw in things like cranberries or whatever if you're not allergic to it, and you can eat it like that. So there's ways to eat healthy, but you also want to make sure that you're getting your nutrients. You don't want to just be eating just lettuce because you will probably get sick. And there's people who've done that, and then they try to blame plant-based eating and say, oh, I got sick because I was eating and I was weak and I was tired. And it's like, well, what were you eating? You know, you have to eat healthy. Like, you have to eat enough food. And you also may have to eat more because you're eating a lot more water-based foods. If you eat a salad, you can't just have a little tiny salad if that's all you're eating. Now, if you're eating a salad with a meal, that's different. But if you're literally eating a salad as a meal, especially like if it's like lunch or a major meal, it's not a snack, you need to have a bowl. Like, you need to have, like I mentioned, a lot of different foods combined, and you're sitting there and you're eating a big bowl of salad so that you're getting enough calories and nutrients. You can't just, if you're going to have a smoothie, make sure you're putting a variety of stuff in there. I want to talk about fruit combining too, because it's good to kind of combine your fruits, certain type of fruits with other fruits, and kind of keep certain fruits separate. That's another video. But you want to add like flax seeds. You want to add maybe some almond meal if you're not allergic. You want to add, you know, different types of things, and then maybe add some nuts or seeds if you want to blend that. You want to add a variety of things so you can get enough calories, enough fats, enough protein, and things that you need. So when you're drinking your smoothie, it's filling. It's filling to you, and you're getting all your nutrients. You don't want to just take some strawberries and just throw them in and just blend strawberries if that's going to be your meal. Like, you want to make sure that you're having a variety of things, and it's wholesome, it's healthy, it's enough calories. Depending on your goal, if you're somebody like me and you're thin, you may need more fats, more calories, more protein than somebody maybe who's trying to lose weight. But even if you're trying to lose weight, that still doesn't mean that you don't need carbs. It still doesn't mean that you don't need protein. You don't need calories. You still need that in order for you to have fuel for your body. It's just a matter of tailoring it to what your body needs and tailoring it to your activity level. And, you know, if you're a man, you may need more of this or more of that than a woman. Or if you're an athlete, you may need more of this or more of that because you're very active. So it's just a matter of kind of tailoring things to your needs and what you need or what your body is telling you, which is why it's important to get to know your body. And from there, this is another way for you to get to know your body, because you're going to spend a lot more time playing with different foods. And then it's going to help you to get to know your body better. So it's just going to be so many benefits in this. Not just eating healthier, like as far as like, oh, I'm eating more plant-based foods, but you getting to know your body more, you getting to know food more, you preparing new things, being more creative, maybe even meeting some new people, following some new people online that I may suggest to you, or you may research on your own. Like, there's going to be so many benefits to doing something like this. So I don't think that anybody's going to do this and say, oh, wow, this was a waste of time. You know, and also let me know if there's something that I can do, like if I can do like another thing like this, or if there's something that maybe there's a video you want me to do or something, or you want me to share some information on the website, because I do want to do like a blog. I wasn't going to necessarily do something about only this, but I do want to focus. I do want to talk about some different health stuff on the website, because it has been a while since I've posted a blog. I had the website chooselivehealthier.com, and then I changed it because of the name. I was trying to get some stuff secure with that, and I wasn't able to. So I changed the name just to avoid any issues and just not to waste any more time trying to pursue something that probably wasn't going to occur. So that's why I also changed the name from Choose Live Healthier to Petite Vegan Lady, because I know some people probably noticed that and they don't know why. So now the website is petiteveganlady.com, but the content that I had on the website before is still up there. So you can still find the other blogs that I've written. And I do have some blogs on plant-based diet, like the benefits of a plant-based diet. I do have that also on the website. So let me type it in. So if you want to read that, yeah, I put it in the chat. So if you want to read that, you can also go on the website and you can read the old blogs that I have on there. But I will continue to keep updating the website, especially for the mobile. I don't know why it's doing that. I've tried to edit it on my end, and for some reason, it always makes the mobile look strange. But I am going to keep playing with it so that I am going to keep playing with it so that I can get it up there. Because I want it to be more professional. I want it to look nice. I want people to be able to get on their phone and say, "Oh, this looks nice," you know. So yeah, I want to make sure that it looks nice, as nice as possible. Okay, y'all. So I'm gonna go. Take care, and I hope this is helpful. I'll probably be back maybe next Saturday, if y'all want, and check in. Maybe I can check in once a week and see how everybody's doing. Even if nobody comes through, just to kind of just talk about some things. And hopefully y'all like this. So, I mean, some people might say she just keeps talking and talking. I like to talk. I like to express myself. I like to really explain what I'm saying. I don't like to just come on and just say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, bye, y'all. Like, that's not my thing. I like to actually explain and talk because I believe that when you explain and talk, there's things that come up. Like, there's things that I started saying that I wasn't planning on saying. I just had this list here of things that I wrote down earlier today that I was going to talk about. And then I started talking about other things about health and plant-based eating. So I think that, oh, thank you. Let me go to the website. I just need to fix like the top, and then I have some other things that I want to add. The blog part, I want to change it to, like the blog post, I want to change like the layout and how they look. But I just have to get the plugin for that. So, but I spent a lot of time fixing this. And then I also added if you go on the mobile, I mean, not the mobile, on the computer, it looks even better. But yeah, I spent a lot of time working on this, and especially to get like the podcast on the bottom. Yeah, I'm going to keep playing with it and seeing how I can fix that. And then I have the different navigation things at the top, and you can read the different blog posts on it. And eventually I'll have like a page on it that says store, and that's where you can go and check out the Teespring, where I'll have like the hoodies and the mugs and different things that I'll be selling on there. It won't be me shipping it out, it'll be Teespring, but I am the one who worked with this guy online who helped me put together the designs for the shirts and the hoodies and the mugs and different things that I'll be selling on there. And like I said, they say things like holistic living and, you know, just things that you can wear around the house or wear outside. And I wanted to definitely make sure I had like hoodies. I think they have masks too. So you can wear like a mask that's like holistic living or healthy living. I think I have to check the site and see what they say, but I will see how I can link that, because I was told that I can link that to the website. So then if you go on the website, then it'll say store, and then you can click store, and then you'll see all the merchandise that I'm selling on there, and you can choose to purchase it if you so like. But I have to also tweak the prices because they're really high right now. I'm not saying it's going to be like $5 for a shirt, but I also don't want it to be $38 for a shirt either. You know, it's a little ridiculous on the prices that they set naturally. I don't know if the guy set it for me or if the site did it. I think it might be the site, because I know all he did was he just put everything up on the site for me, and he just basically designed the stuff and he put the stuff up on the site for me. So I don't think he changed any prices or anything. That's something that I have to go in and I have to do. So, you know, I just wanted to do something different, you know, start selling some things, and yeah, why not? Wearing things gives you an opportunity to be more creative, and you can express yourself and what you believe in, what you are living, or whatever the case may be. You can express that on your shirt, on your hoodie, on your sweaters. So that's one thing that I like about those type of products. I am going to see about purchasing some, like I mentioned, so you can see me like with a mug or with a hoodie, so you can say, oh, that's what she sent. Okay, that's cool, and see if I can get one or two people who have a very large platform to wear it as well, so that people can then go and purchase it. You have to get it out there. Yeah, one of them says this is my therapy. Yeah, so I'll just go. I'll definitely spend some time, probably this weekend because it's a long weekend, and see how I can get this up on the website so that y'all can. I don't really like the phone cases. Flora, I'll send it to you if you don't mind, and you can tell me what you think. I can send it to you privately, and you can let me know what you think about it. I don't really like the phone cases too much because I don't like the way like the logos look on the phone cases because the phone cases are so small. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep those up, but I definitely do like the way the hoodies look and the mugs and stuff. The hoodies are really nice and the sweatshirts, those are really nice. So I'm definitely going to see about getting it up on the website. And yeah, but I have to check the prices because like I was saying, some of the stuff is like $47 for $47 for a sweatshirt. I mean, somebody will buy it. It's just that the people that follow the platform that I have are not people that are going to spend $50 on a sweatshirt. You have to also be realistic and be fair to the budget that people have. So I'm not saying I'm going to be selling a sweatshirt for $5, but I'm also not, I don't want it to be overly priced either. So I think the mask, the mugs, $15. I think that's fine for a mug, the case is $20. I think things like that is fine, but to have a sweatshirt that's like $48, I think that's a little much. I could be wrong. Maybe it is fine. I don't know. I don't know. And then the shirt is like 24. I think $24 maybe for a shirt is good. Yeah, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna keep these. I think I might actually take the shirts down to. Nobody's really wearing short sleeve shirts right now. Everybody's wearing sweatshirts and hoodies right now because it's getting cold. But some people may still want to wear that in the house or wear it underneath their stuff. So maybe I should keep the regular shirts up. And the mugs are really good, especially for women, because women like to drink tea, but there is one here that looks pretty masculine, so I think men will like that. It has like the muscles like this. So I think the men will like that one, especially if you're into like fitness and stuff. Yeah, but yeah, I could be on here all day. It's nice to be on here and interact. I don't do this often. And somebody else might be cleaning their house one day and they might just be bored or whatever. And they say, let me go ahead and watch this hour-and-a-half video. That's what I do. I watch a lot of videos on YouTube. And sometimes I may not even be watching the person, but I'm listening to them and I'm cleaning or I'm working on something on my computer or I'm like writing something down. I'm always usually doing multiple things. But I love when people have those long videos because it gives me a chance to really listen to something. And I also, when I'm at work, if I'm like by myself, I'll like listen to something while I'm typing and working on something. So I actually like those long videos. They're really good. Yeah, I ended up hurting my foot so bad last night. because me being wild, just I was running to my bed. I don't know what I was doing, and I tripped over this drawer on the floor. I mentioned that at the beginning, and just messed up my foot. Now I have 2 band-aids on it. I had showed it on Instagram. Somebody was just commenting on that. Okay. Anyways, yeah, so I'll go and I'll probably come on next week, or maybe I'll come on during the week. It depends on if people want to come back on here on the during the week. But take care. Thank you for coming through, and thank you to everybody else who came on to watch. And let me know how it goes. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Petite Vegan Lady. Petite Vegan Lady. You can also follow me on Twitter as well. And yeah, so make sure you especially come on Instagram, because that's where I'll be like talking more about the challenge and sharing a lot of stuff, especially in the stories. So make sure that you stay tuned for that. Take care. Hope y'all have a good night and stay safe and have a good some people may not celebrate Columbus Day. I don't celebrate Columbus, but but I do celebrate, like, as far as like not celebrate, but I do appreciate the fact that I have the day off. Some people don't, but I appreciate that I have the day off and that I can kind of relax and sleep in a little bit, maybe, or just have some more time to myself or get some other stuff done. So I do appreciate that. So however you are choosing to spend your weekend, be safe, and let me know how the challenge goes as far as the first day, the second day, and so forth. So yeah, 12 a.m. is almost here, so I'm excited, and I'm interested in hearing people's experiences and their concerns that come up as time goes on over the next 21 days. Take care. Hope you have a good night.